So I posted this picture on Facebook pointing out the cruelty and suffering that goes on in the farming industry. And a friend who works in that industry came out against it, saying how offensive she found it and how I ought to watch what I was saying, because she might go and get some of her farmer friends and tell them what I said and see what they had to do about it. And some of the stuff that she was saying seemed quite threatening, seemed quite aggressive, and it irked me a little bit, because the veganism movement is painted as this really quite aggressive and oppressive and sometimes even violent movement, when at the core of what it's all about is compassion and promoting the right to life and peace. And when there are situations like this happening, and they're not isolated incidents, by the way, I've encountered them quite a lot myself, and I've seen them happen to other vegans, where people come out aggressively and with intent to offend and oppress against vegans simply for our beliefs. And those people, generally, society turns a blind eye to them and leaves them be with what would otherwise be labelled as oppression, which is what vegans seem to be labelled as being extremists for. It seems to me like a double standard, because for the most part, all the vegans in the animal rights movement will want, if you ask them what they really truly are working for, is peace and harmony. And not many people truly put their effort and their money where their mouth is in promoting that kind of message. But vegans do, and yet still we're labelled as the extremist ones and the oppressive ones, and told to live and let live and let people make their own choices, when ironically we are the ones who entirely want to live and let live. I don't know. It's just a thought, but when it comes down to it, more and more it's coming out recently that the vegan lifestyle the plant-based lifestyle is healthy, that meat and animal products are bad for you, the animal agriculture is causing this irreparable damage to the environment, and that the animal agriculture practices are in fact not as humane as we maybe first thought they were. And when it comes down to it, with all that in mind, with animal agriculture being such a strain on the planet and climate change, really vegans are a positive thing for the world. And even if you don't want to live a plant-based lifestyle yourself, when you look at the facts like that, it's hard not to acknowledge that other people doing it is still going to be a positive thing for the planet as a whole in the long term. So why do we step on it so much? Put them down when we're trying to help. And vegan is what's better for us, for the animals, and for the planet. I'm failing to see the downside, really. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy.